I, the real Randy Chavez, and here's my Patreon list. Woo, Patreon members. So apologies for me being all sweaty and I just came back from a run. I do have a bunch of, actually before anyone's here, I'm just gonna drink my protein shake there. Sorry about that. This is one of the other things. Yesterday I got a bunch of people, mostly the last couple weeks, saying like, hey, you're going to have a, hey, what's up, Joanna? I say like, hey, where am I starting in Earth 2? What's the best place to buy? And if you haven't seen my last video, go and check my last video, because that's what that was the video I made, where to buy, what I would do if I would start over, if I only had $20 to my name, different strategies, and how to get more money for it. Now, outside of that, there was a bunch of other, I get emails, I get messages, I see things on Facebook saying, hey, Earth 2, you might want to step it up a notch. I've invested a ton of money in this, and I want you to go. Everyone say hi to Dashi. Hi, Dashi. I invested a ton of money in this. Things should really be better, go smoother. When am I getting this? This is BS. And I've seen that from a couple of dozen people, probably dozens of people. And I get it. The dozens of people that are complaining are a drop in the bucket of the bunch of people that are excited, that are bullish like me. I will never sell my tiles. The only reason I would sell some tiles is so I could just buy more tiles at a cheaper price. I could sell some places in maybe New York, and this way, if I sell them in New York, I can buy cheaper tiles elsewhere. So I'm getting a lot more tiles for the same amount of money, whatever it is. Now, what a lot of people are saying when they say like, I've spent a lot of money in this, a lot of people who are saying that have spent a couple $100s, maybe a couple thousand. I don't think anyone that has invested 5 figures, maybe except for E2 the boss, is complaining, because those of us that have that capital to spend know, like, okay, things take time, things need patience. You're going to be able to have to go and say like, okay, you know what, I'm going to wait, because good things come to those who wait. Now, obviously, good things come to those who go out and get stuff done, but also the fact that this is a new game. Like, it's in phase 1 of development. It's not a complete game yet. People are expecting things like that, but we're still in beta. Cool Sheet. Hey, what's up, Cool Sheet? Got my shirt off for YouTube. Yeah, buddy. Shirt off for YouTube algorithm. Yeah, commenting and liking is good. But outside of that, you just got to have patience. And I think that shows the immaturity of the, thank you for the thumbs up and everything. I think that just shows the immaturity of the people who are in this right now, and that'll get better. That'll get better. They'll quiet down as the game progresses, or they'll exit and leave and never come back. Or I've seen this so many times before. They will sell everything. They'll at a discount. They will take their money. They will leave, and then they're going to get back in 6 or 8 months or even 2 years. Where it's like, oh wow, if I had held on to those properties, they'd be 10x by now. Yeah, and I've seen that before in Pokemon. I've seen that before in stocks, cryptocurrency. People are very, very impatient. They sell way too early, and that's just what happens. So when the developers look at people and like, okay, you know what? Let me see. This guy's complaining. Says he's put a lot of money in. Let me just see. He's put in less than $1,000. He's put in less than 10. Like the angel investors that you guys are talking about, when you guys saying like, oh, us investors, because that's what we are, investors. Let's put a lot of money. I do not consider myself an investor in Earth 2. I consider myself a player and someone that, yeah, is buying things for an investment, but I'm not an investor in Earth 2. If they had come to me beforehand, before they launched, or even before they were thinking about launching, like, hey, we need to raise money, and the minimum amount of money is $100,000. Speculator, yeah. I'm definitely a speculator. And they said, all right, so minimum that you need to invest as an angel investor, that's what they're called, is people that have money, and they give money to people with cool ideas, and sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. They said, okay, minimum for an angel investor would be $100,000, and you're not going to see any returns until we start to collect profit, which could be years from now. And people do that. People would invest $100,000. People would invest millions of dollars, and they're not seeing returns. They know for years. So the fact that you had a bunch of people that are saying like, hey, I'm an investor in this, like I deserve to have like some stuff done. Girl, you have put in a couple $100, maybe a couple $1,000. That does not make you an investor. That makes you someone that you've invested money in something, but you're not like an investor in Earth 2. That being said, like same thing with again, I don't consider myself an investor, and I put in 5 figures. Maybe I would say something along with, hello, Super God Tube channel made super by, please subscribe. Hello. Maybe people like predict, people that have put in 6 figures and above, yeah, like again, predicts put in over $300,000, put in a couple grand more the other day, which is insane. I would say even maybe Aria Realty and above, who's put in 40 something thousand. Yeah, that's true. But again, most of the investors or angel investors had put in before these guys even launched. They had put in money well before they launched, just because they had to be able to pay the people. Because if the developers are smart, which I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure they are, they're going to pay themselves a salary so that they're not working for free. They're not, especially these developers that are working like 16 hours a day, like plus 16 hours a day plus. They can't spend time with their families because of this. I said, man, I put in 60K, and oh my God, bleeps, you put in 60K? So annoying hearing these kids when they're $60 and threaten the team. Wow, 60K, yeah, that's a lot. That's about 6x more than me. And this being said, like when there's a buying lull, like there's been now, I have that's still $100,000 a day plus that's going into this game. And I don't put in every day. I put in every week, you know, $100 here, $100 there. Mostly just because I'm tired now on a fixed income. But the outside of that, I'm putting into other stuff. You know, I'm also waiting for phase 2 to see, okay, well, what is going to be the rarest resource? The rarest resource, I'm going to buy as much as I can of that. If you're going to have, like, if you have put in a certain amount of money for a tech tree to grow, I'll do that. Or get a machine to mine, I'll do that. So I'll easily spend another $1,000, you know, no problem, like it's nothing. And that shouldn't take away from the fact, like, okay, well, yeah, Chavez, you have $1,000. Like I don't have $1,000. Okay, well, fair point. And again, I went over this in my video yesterday. If I'm starting over again, if I am taking $20 and starting out, if let's say I can make a second account with $20, what I would do is I mean, I can't do this because I'm me already. I would make a second account. I would put in maybe buy 3 to 5 tiles in Chaveztopia, and I would buy the rest of my money. I would put into the cheapest tiles that there were. I think that you can get tiles for like 50 cents still somewhere, and I would buy all there because that will build a lot of resources and essence that I could put into my tiles in Chaveztopia. Chaveztopia for me, I just think is I stopped trying to be as unbiased as possible. I think it'd be the best mega city. Not the biggest yet, even though I think it's the longest at about 7 miles wide. We're still adding as much as we can, but a bunch of these people. Oh, let me get to these. Oh, good morning, Zana. Hello, Randy. Nice to see you live. Oh, hello, Christoph. Wow, how's it going? How's it going? Ebleep says yes. Well said, man. Scarcity is key. Zana says when phase 2. We don't know. Oh, that's the other thing I want to bring up. Sorry, swig of the Protege. I just came back from Iran. That's why I'm all. What's up? Hey, Dashy. What we would have is for phase 2, why they delayed, if you haven't seen the videos I've done, is because I think, speculation here, as someone mentioned before, is that you're going to have these people, the developers, say like, oh, hey, we could do this, and yeah, you'll get essence, and you'll get this, and you'll be able to start to play. Or we have this agreement with another company to either use their cryptocurrency, and I'll get to the pros and cons on that in a minute, use their cryptocurrency, or we're going to get stuff for mining stuff. We're going to get stuff for mining these resources. Mining these resources will be mining this person's crypto or token or coin, whatever. Or whatever it is, they said it's a good thing. Now, the pros and cons of this are the pros of using someone else's crypto is that they don't have to poop out another person in order to go and say, hey, work on this crypto. Like, they don't have to. They're already stretched so thin as it is. So saying like taking their already stretched thin team to work on their own version of the crypto and work on it, and let's say, oh, now you can make NFTs with this crypto. You can stake with this crypto. You can do, do whatever. Like, let's say Dogecoin. Nobody's actively working on Dogecoin. You can't do anything with Dogecoin. You can't make NFTs with it. You can't do any of that. So instead of the teams spreading themselves even thinner, saying, okay, a couple of people are hiring more people, spending more money, saying, you guys work on this. They could if they have another team that's already been working on something, like, hey, we haven't released it, this will go great with your game, this would be perfect. That is a win-win situation. That is a symbiotic relationship. What happens to one affects the other. The people that are working on the crypto want to do the best job that they can, because if they do a good job with the crypto, that's better for Earth 2. The better that Earth 2 does, the better that it is for the crypto. Again, symbiont circle. And that's the good thing about it. They have someone that's already working on it. They specialize in it. They were doing this before Earth 2 or before they knew about it. That is the positives about it. The negatives about using someone else's crypto is that so far, the development team has been very vertically integrated, kept everything in-house themselves, hiring, let's say, people they know or people they trust. And that's great for building a, small business owner, small business, but this is already a worldwide thing. And you have to take risks. So yes, it's not vertically integrated, which I would like for developers to keep control of every aspect, but they've already partnered with 5CA, for the customer support, and we'll probably add on to that. But yeah, and I'm nitpicking with this. I don't like that it's not vertically integrated, that it's someone else's, but at the same time, that seems to be the best way to go about it, because they're so stretched thin right now. So, oh God, there's so many things. Oh God, I'm sorry, guys. You guys have, all right. Okay, yep, nice to see us. Scarcity is key. How soon will be the delay? They'll probably tell us this week. I don't see them waiting another week on top of that. Hi, Randy. How you doing, mate? Hey, what's up? Mostly Snipes. I'm doing very, very well. Thank you. How you doing? Cool Sheet says there may be a buying lull, but has anyone noticed the Class 1 tiles are still increasing? Speculate sub $1 class tiles will be gone this year. Honestly, I didn't even think there were Class 1 tiles left. I thought they were gone already. Type in the comments where you see Class 1 tiles. I'll buy them all right now. Muscly Snipe says, I do believe that they have a huge problem with the sniper marketplace. People have early access to get the best deals. It's a de facto pay-to-win market. In response to that, yes, I think those are just bots. Bots is like, oh, as soon as you have a deal come under a certain percentage, buy. And yeah, that happens, and that's unfortunate when people make mistakes. They want to list something for $500, but they list it for $50, and Sorry about that. But they are actively working on that. But that doesn't necessarily make it pay to win. That makes it set up a bot, which the developer said, okay, you can't do that. And if you're going to set up a bot, you risk getting your account frozen. You risk, I definitely would not risk that. But it's just set up a bot to try to get these properties. Not necessarily pay to win. Kiwa Wong says, I just had to lick my fingers and wipe my hands before I comment on this live. Oh, Kiwa Wong, you're the best. Hetman says they need to hire more people if they're serious. No excuses. Yeah, I mean, which they are. Like I said, they've announced the 5CA agreement, which is a whole other huge. And if you read the Glassdoor reviews on them, working for them is great. If you're applying for 5CA, waiting to hear back from them is not great. Like they just don't get back to you. But working for them is actually really, really cool, from what the Glassdoor reviews say. And as far as Earth 2, again, if I'm happy that they are going out for another cryptocurrency, if that's what they're doing. I'm pretty sure it's something along those lines on what it is. But having said that you can't scale too quickly. If you scale too quickly, then that is not good for. I've seen that as well in the high-risk lending business. Like, hey, give me this money, but and there's some mistakes, a learning curve that I had when I first started. They want to do this, and this. That sounds great. And they get the money for that, and that, but then they have to continuously pay those people. They have to continuously work on problems. Now that you've tripled your size, you have tripled the problems, and it's like, okay, scaling too quickly is not good. So slowly, like they've been doing, I think is great, just because they can control it. They can work out any bugs that are happening while they're doing that. And again, I want them to take their time. Same way some people are just like, can you give us a freaking Batman movie already? I've been waiting for years. And it's like, yes, agreed. They should come out quicker, but I'd rather them take their time with a very good Batman movie, outside of just, all right, it's a Batman movie, but oh, bro, it sucks. Like, it sucks. So I'd rather them take their time and be able to say, like, okay, hey, we know this is going slow, but again, this is phase one of one of the hugest undertakings in the world project. And how long does it take, GTA to come out? How long does it take Pokemon games to come out? These things take years with an already established team, already established whatever. So the fact that people are expecting these, months after they just launched their beta, their phase one, is a little ridiculous. But again, I understand. Now we live in a society where Yeah, speed gets you everything. Like, and I remember, and this is like 5 years ago. I remember in Kuwait when there was we had the internet shut off for a couple days for reasons, and we had a I go back on online like 3 days later, and I missed at 3 days. I missed the Chewbacca lady where she had a Chewbacca mask, and every time she would laugh, the Chewbacca mask would go. "Ugh." So she like, and that type of thing. And then I missed the memes like, shove breadsticks in purse. I gotta leave. Like, no, where are the lies? It's not about this. It's about the lies. So I was like, wow, I missed so much in 3 days. People are always like looking for the next thing, looking for the next thing. So I understand 100%. Like, hey, I invested in this months ago, and even though you've seen your investment grow, there's still nothing. There's still not much has changed. It's saying like, well, we can still only buy and sell tiles. There's no essence. There's no. I understand that. They did say phase two would come out the first half of 2021, and we're only 4 months into it, so they haven't lied. They haven't screwed up yet. And also, while we're on that timeline, a lot of people saying like, "Oh, the timeline is messed up. They do things never deliver." Elon Musk with Tesla always has aggressive timelines. He almost never hits those timelines. He tries for, let's say, June of 2020. Nope, not happening until December 2020. And but it's genius. You have to. It's genius at work. Put in aggressive timelines. Try to make it. Shoot for the stars. You don't make it. Guess what? You landed on the moon. That's still great. So yeah, when people say like, oh, they never hit their timelines. Okay, $100 billion companies like Elon Musk, Tesla does not hit their timelines. So take that for what it is. Do you know how many people are on Earth 2 team? I actually don't. It's a very small amount. I'm going to say on the Earth team, not including 5CA, not including the new crypto that they're using. I'm hoping it's OMI. All signs do point to something like that, but it would although OMI will probably be used anyway, regardless, even if it's not the main cryptocurrency. I would say, I don't know, probably 100 in-house. And then obviously subcontracting out, I don't know how many dozens and hundreds are probably in 5CA or in the crypto team, and again, they have contracts with a bunch of other people, agreements with them. But I would say in-house every day, probably 100, give or take. And this is just a guess. I'm just guessing. For me, it's okay. I can wait for phase two longer if something important. I believe them 100%. They want, yeah, I think they want the best for us as well. Kua Wong says, but didn't I warn people about this? Kua Wong, which warn people about what? Warn people about what? Let me know. Comments. Hello, Chef Arthur. Hello. Howdy doody. Museli Stripe says, I don't think it gives a good impression for Shane to postpone the release of phase two a day before its release. I know they didn't promise anything, but after Shane's tweet, it looks so unprofessional, and it might, and that might just be a calculated risk, saying like, okay, well, I will take, yeah, I'll take, and even Shane said on Discord, it's like, anyone who's angry, have them message me, and like, if they just need to yell at someone to vent, I'll do that. I'll bear that brunt. I'll bear that burden. We will help you bear this burden, Frodo Baggins, as long as it's yours to bear. No, seriously, that's and that's great. And I've done several things as well. I have told people like, hey, I'm doing this, this, and this, and look very stupid doing it. And people do not understand until after, and they say, oh, I say, hey, I just lost $90,000 in my high risk lending business because, yeah, and this is last year, in March or April of last year, because the government told businesses they can't open because of COVID-19, and they can't pay their bills. So they're definitely not going to pay back this loan. They can barely feed their families, so they're not paying back. So I lost $90,000 there, and I make sad something, guys. I am probably going to close down this business because I lost literally like almost $100,000. I'm going to put I'm going to put every single one of my aging receivables that I'm collecting into Tesla. I have a Pokemon business that I'm going to run. I'm just going to put this all into Tesla. And Tesla at that point, before the split, went from 900 to like 350, buying all the way down. They're like, it's crashing. The stock market's crashing. You're nuts. You're insane. Why would you? You're going to lose the rest of your money. Like, people call me idiots. And they're just like, you should have stayed in the military. You should go back to school. Like, you're a moron. Like, this is what happens when you don't go to college. And it's like, okay, all right. I'll wait. I'll bear that because I know what's happening. Because I know you could see it, what was happening. I did the same thing with a Pokemon card, buy an $80,000 Pokemon card. It's like, Didn't you just lose $90,000 earlier this year, and now you're gonna take the last of your money and spend $80,000 on a Pokemon card? You idiot! That's children's cardboard. You're nuts. You don't deserve that money. I hope you lose it all. Oh, okay, a little uncalled for, but and that card's worth over $300,000 now. That all the money I put in Tesla is worth 6x, whatever it was. And Shane saying like, hey, I'm gonna delay this. It might look stupid. It might look unprofessional. It might look like, hey, you said something that you're gonna do something, and now you're going back on it. That's just not cool. Like, you don't go back on your word. You don't do that. So I understand that, but I also understand the fact that, hey, if he's doing something that he knows is going to be good in the long term for the rest of us, he's like, yeah, I'll take the brunt of the pain for everyone that is a little impatient, that is getting fed up, had it up to here with me, patience is running thin. I'll take that because I know that that's the small amount, that's the minority, and the majority of people know that this is a very good thing. This for the long term. They're in this for the long run. They're in this for the gameplay, for the long term investment, whatever it is. And this is going to be good for everyone. And those people that are screaming at me now, they're most likely going to thank me. They're most likely, after it's all said and done and they see what we did, oh, this is what you did, and this is what would have happened if you didn't do that. Hey, thank you for doing that. Even I'm sorry I was an a-hole before. And I've always said, like, if I'm wrong with something, I always pause like, hey, that's my fault. I did that because this and this. Clearly that didn't happen. I'm sorry. What can I do to make it up to you? But hasn't happened in a while, but I can give you some internal info from 5CA. They are working very hard to create a long-lasting relationship with Epic. Ooh, they're very aware of Epic's intention of multiverse. Ooh, mostly size. Yes, very good. So Wesley Snipes saying that 5CA is working with Epic in their multiverse. For those that don't know, Epic Games is they want to create a multiverse for virtual reality, combining let's say the Fortnite and Roblox and Decentraland, My Neighbor Alice, Earth 2, heck, maybe even V Park or After Earth. But they want to take all of these separate entities, like let's say Dreamland, and they have Corneria, and they have Hyrule, all of these Nintendo multiverses. That's what Super Smash Brothers does. They take all of these people from all of these different worlds and, like, you know what, same universe. That's what they're going to do with these multiverses. You know what? All of these people that are going to exist on their own, just because Earth 2 will probably partner with them eventually, doesn't mean that, like, oh, you know what? Now our identity is with Epic Games. We're with Fortnite, and we're with everything else. That doesn't mean, and whatever Facebook comes up with, or Apple at that point, that doesn't mean that they're just going to be part of this multiverse and they're not going to have their own identity. They're still going to have their own virtual reality. But also, if the players wanted, can go from, maybe work on the portal from one engine to another and do that, which I think is great. And if 5CA, comment down below, mostly Snipes, if they have the internal info that 5CA is working to make Epic Games, shout out to 5CA. Good for you. Hetman says other VR platforms will outperform them if they don't execute smart aggressively. It depends what you mean by outperform, because there are a couple that already are. There's already Oculus, which is outperforming them on any game that they have because it's a completed game. Not to say those games are good or bad, although a lot of the games that I played on Oculus are really cool. Like, they're really fun. So on that premise, yeah, everyone that has a virtual reality completed game right now is already outperforming them because it's a completed game. But that being said, this is, you're comparing, dollar store brand cookies to Chewy Chips Ahoy, like microwave Chewy Chips Ahoy. They just melt in your mouth. I had a dream about chocolate chip cookies yesterday. Anyway, I had a dream about Kathy Wood also. A bunch of different things I dreamt about, but the idea that comparing, those games, which are, good, to like this behemoth, this massive thing, it's you just can't do that. So I'm gonna get the comment. But also I understand what you're saying. Like, for people that don't have anything yet, like a virtual reality, like let's say Facebook, even though they have the Oculus Quest and they have certain things, they don't have what Earth 2 has already, but they have 10,000 people working on a virtual reality universe thing that will one day compete with Earth 2. You're correct. But even though Epic Games and all these other people, they're trying to create their own virtual reality and virtual land, and you have people, economists going to CNBC, so like, hey, yeah, virtual land's the next big thing. Like that's what we're making ETF for, we're making these for it. Shane is welcoming the competition. He's like, yeah, like he's excited. It's like it's great to have more people in the space, but he's not worried at all. He's like, I'm not. Like it's because it's so different to what they're. And even if they try to make the same thing, it's like, well, well, you're 2's first to market with this type of thing. As far as on this scale, because you have Decentraland, you have Roblox, and they're their own thing. It's not a one-to-one map of Earth. It's its own thing. This is something where it's nothing like this exists yet. Musley says, what's Sniper Marketplace? All right, so eBleep, Sniper Marketplace is just when, like, if you set up a bot, saying, like, if somebody puts in something that's 85% off or whatever, you snipe, like, it programs the bot to just buy it as soon as it's on the marketplace, which takes half a second. Used market, I mean, yeah. I bought Class 1 in Antarctica 2 days ago. So, Super God YouTube channel made by Super, please subscribe. You bought a Class 1 in Antarctica. Was that on the marketplace or on the buy land? Because I've been buying land in Antarctica for months, and I haven't been able to buy Class 1 in a long time. So, yeah, let me know about that. Because if it was off the marketplace, that makes sense. So it's exactly the worst. People making mistakes, get their tiles bought in seconds. Yeah, that's rough. But the people that do that, the people that say, like, hey, we're going to that make bots to do that, Earth 2 development team, like, they know what the bots are. There's like, so that person's going to just risk having that person's going to have their account, like, deactivated or frozen, and just, it's not worth it. Crime does not pay in this sense. How many people make these mistakes, though? I don't know how many people make those mistakes. I mean, enough. I've seen it saying, like, hey, I made a mistake. I've seen it on the Facebook page. Is there enough mistakes that it's an issue? I mean, any one mistake is technically an issue for it, but it's enough where they fall in the category of bots. And Earth 2 said no bots, so that's why. I hope crypto is OMI because I bought it yesterday. Yes. I definitely hope it's OMI as well. That's something I am so bullish on. For those of you that don't know or haven't seen, real quick, there's the VV app, VEVE, so Victor Echo. That is an app where it has licenses with Batman, Superman, Harley Quinn, Jurassic Park, Lego, Star Trek, NFL, Ultraman. And with Ultraman, because that is owned by some random Asian company and Bandai owns Power Rangers, that's a good step in the door to get Power Rangers. Also, they have licenses with Adventure Time, Cartoon Network, Powerpuff Girls, a bunch of other places. And then it also has, because it has Ultraman, and Ultraman is now not property, but collabing with Marvel and Disney, that has them open, their foot in the door for Marvel and Disney NFTs as well. It's Vive. You get 3 VV app. It's so beautifully well done. It is so. I'm surprised it took this long for someone to make something like this. It's perfect. They have 3 different wallets that you get. You don't have to pay for, sign up for. You go in the VV app. You get 3 different wallets. You get one for your gems, which is their stablecoin. $1 is 1 gem. It'll always be that way. Then you have your OMI wallet, which, if you're a collector, OMI wallet, you don't care about that. Investor, you definitely care about that. And then you have your NFT wallet, and you buy NFTs with your gems, and you trade it, and it's perfect. And the coin that they use is OMI, and it's always decreasing. They always burning, the token every time something's bought. Tokens are burned. So I'm very, very bullish on that, and the fact that they might have a new announcement. They haven't announced it yet, but something big from Japan. It could be Dragon Ball Z. It could be Pokemon. Could be Yu-Gi-Oh. It could be Naruto. It could be anything from there. But I'm letting you guys know, I bought a couple $1,000s worth of the OMI token. I can only do it on Bitforex, or I think Gate.io. But that's NFTs. And if we're using OMI, if Earth 2 is using OMI, oh my God, the amount, which there's enough tokens for it to do, and I don't know how they do it, but it's in the marketplace. There's only a certain amount of OMI in the VV app, and then there's a certain amount of money of OMI in the marketplace. And eventually the VV app, because they're burning through so much of it, has to buy it from the marketplace again. It is genius, especially for investors like myself, or I think Earth 2 Mastery is in it as well, and clearly you're in it also. Some of us are Realty's in it as well. Also, the only reason I got into this was because that was one of the things that could possibly be used as a cryptocurrency, something on GoChain. What's on GoChain? Okay, well, it's OMI, and OMI is used. So it's something that I'm 100% bullish on. I think we could 100x our money with that. I think we could still 100x our money with tiles, even if you buy right now. But I digress. So moving on. Yeah, my sister had to actually drop an email or two to 5CA insisting on an update on our application. They replied, but yeah, if you work for 5CA, life's pretty good. If you're waiting on a response from 5CA, it's like, nail biting. View Krisek, Conor Lamar says, do you think that people will stop playing the game if they do not fix the issues people are bringing up? Sure. Some people will. Some people have already stopped. Some people like E2 the boss, they haven't played, they haven't bought, they're waiting to cash out. I think E2 the boss has gotten most of his payment out, still waiting on like another 20, 30,000, whatever. But so people have stopped already, and people are going to continue to, impatient people. So in the stock market, classic investing is saying like, okay, money does not go from the poor to the rich. And I know there's like this saying like, yeah, money goes to money. And that's what I think that, oh man, my phone's blowing up. So sorry guys for anyone trying to message me or text me right now. Yeah, money does not go from the poor to the rich. It goes from the impatient to the patient. And I've seen this with stock market. I've seen this with crypto, with Pokemon cards, with Earth 2 already. People waiting a couple months, it's like, why isn't this happening yet? They're impatient, they sell, and then they're going to come back in 6 months later, a year later, 2 years later, and be like, I got to get back in. I shouldn't have sold. If I had kept what I had sold, I have 10x my money right now. I've seen that time and time again. People will do that here. This is no different. Shake out the people that are not long-termers, and that money will go to the people that are hodling. That money will go to us, people that are just not selling, because we don't need to sell, we don't want to sell. Like Tony Stark is like, oh, they want me to change. The truth is, I don't want to change. Yeah, I'm a collector. I collect Pokemon cards. I collect art. I'm collecting tiles. I say like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this, and my money's gonna go up like this. Money only. I only get this money if I cash out, if I sell. I don't want to sell. I never want to sell. The only time I would sell is if I sell some tiles, like in New York or USA, whatever. Let's say I sell them for $30 a tile, $20 a tile, and then I go and buy more tiles in Chaveztopia for $1.64, or buy tiles somewhere else just for the essence. Like that's what I would buy for. I would sell tiles just to buy more tiles. Sell this piece, sell these tiles. Let's say 20 tiles, so I could buy 50 tiles. That's what I would do. So, moving on. Is Earth 2 in maintenance? Yeah, they were down for maintenance yesterday a bit. And they do that every once in a while. That's another thing that's a con with this game. It's that they have if we're doing a pro and con list, the con is that it's still in beta testing. It's still in phase 1. They're going to go down for maintenance because they're growing. And a bunch of people that, really don't like to invest on until it's a finished product, they're not going to invest right now. There's a bunch of people that are not going to invest because it's still risky to them, even though I know, like, I don't know, nobody can know anything, but I know that it's clearly not. Just a quick, please, guys, 41 people watching, please like, there's only 15 likes, that really helps the YouTube algorithm. I love you, goodbye. Meow. Not goodbye. They can't even complete phase 1, not even credit card withdrawal. Mine has been stuck on pending for a week now. Okay, so Cybernetch, what happens a lot of times with the withdrawals is that either there was an error on it, whether it's on your side or it's on the banking side. Some banks just don't do the credit card withdrawals. I would say just shoot an email to them and definitely call your bank saying like, hey, do you guys support this, this, and this? Thank you guys for liking. If they do, great. And again, sometimes it pens for a while. If you're in the stock market, if you have an E-Trade account or TD Ameritrade account where people have trillions of dollars in, but certain accounts will have, a couple million in, or, several 100,000. And if they have to sell something, they sell a stock. Let's say they sell $100,000 worth of a stock. That in their TD Ameritrade account or E-Trade account, it will take a couple of business days to settle in their account before they can transfer it out. And when they transfer it out, let's say they do it ACH. ACH takes 3 to 5 business days. Wires can take up to 2 business days. So even these big trillion-dollar markets where people are moving around 6-7 figures, it still takes a week or more, depending on how you do it. So with Earth 2, and I get it, there are other places where, like, I think after Earth, they don't have nearly as much money flowing in and out, but they said, we have credit card payments or withdrawals take within 48 hours. The issue is right now is what we've been going over before with the bots. Sometimes, unbeknownst to buyers, let's say if I buy a tile in New York from Skippy, I buy it from Skippy, but Skippy had bought it from some other dude that bought it with a bot. Skippy doesn't know that it was bought illegally, and I definitely don't know that's bought illegally. So when I try to withdraw, and the money I got was from that sale, it just doesn't compute. Like it's they have to go in and says, okay, hey, we have to. It's very intricate. Say like, hey, that was bought illegally because that's a part of this giant bulk that you have to withdraw. We have to take this one line out, and it takes a while. So that might be what happens as well. Again, unbeknownst to the buyers, I think that's what happened with E2 the boss as well. Yuki says, not gonna lie, the soundtrack for Earth 2 is garbage. 1/3 was good. The dev stream starting was the better song. I think right now the music is not something they are putting their hearts into. I think it's not something that they're gonna say like, hey, let's put in some music, which I think is important. Some of the developers for Legend of Zelda and Pokemon, they would sit in a room for days and listen to the same songs over and over and over again, because they believe that, like, if we can stand listening to this for 12 hours, 18 hours, whatever, then kids will listen to it. But if we can't, if this song gets annoying after 40 minutes, no, bad. Kids will not want to listen to it if they're in the same area for so long. It'll be too annoying. And because they knew that music was very important, which it is. I think it is important. But right now, that's not what they're focusing on. They're focusing on other things. Music is definitely on the back burner. And to their credit, I don't think that's what they should be focusing on right now. What they probably should do is hire someone, maybe me, because I'm well versed in piano and violin. But definitely not me. Definitely someone that has mixing music. I had a girlfriend, Heidi, that went to school for it. She's very good. That's just something they might have to hire out, although if there's so many of them, there's definitely one of those people in-house that has skill with music and making music and at least coming up with a good beat. I'm not saying like beats by Barry, like like whatever, but I'm just saying like something what you're saying. So I agree, Yuki. They'll work on it. Kiwo Wong says, Randy Chavez, you the coolest dude, amazing charisma and all around top bloke. Oh, thank you, Kiwo. I love when people comment. Matt Gardner says, can be late every time if it makes things better. Yeah, absolutely. So Snipe says, Randy, 5CA has around 600 agents working in the Epic project, mostly freelancers, work from home agents. Ooh, very nice. I wonder how many were Earth 2. But wow, 600 just for Epic. That's really cool. Yeah, 5CA is so huge. So it is 10:37, and these comments are, I'm 20 minutes behind on comments, so get to them right now. Investor Ali, hey Randy, do you have any idea on when the Easter egg winners receive? It was supposed to be this week. It's only Tuesday, so probably. Actually, I think it was supposed to be last week, so they are a little late on that. I'm not 100% sure. If it was supposed to be last week and not, it should definitely be this week. Investor Ali, did you win? Let me know. Six-pack go-ups. When is the next due date for Phase 2? They haven't told us yet. That's something that will either be via a tweet or via Discord, and I'll make a video on reading what they says, interpreting, doing all that, the speculation part. But that's what I'll do. Sturgis Steele says, honestly, glad it was postponed. Would it be the same if it wasn't connected to the token? Yeah, agreed. I'm glad they did that. I'm very glad they did that. yeah, Essence will be cool and everything, but if the Essence isn't connected to something, like, this is just going to make it better. Yeah, like, we've waited this long. We'll wait another couple weeks for, phase 2 for it to be that much better. I'm all in. Oh, Duderex says, trust your Andy. Thanks, man. Hetman says, Ethereum roadmap is also delayed. Cardano's roadmap delayed. Yeah, a bunch. Also, crypto's been taking a hit. Like, Bitcoin going from 65 down to 55,000. OMI, that was at one point like $1, or not a dollar. I'm sorry. It was 1.2 cents, and now it's down to like 68% of 1 cent, something like that. So yeah, but a bunch of these things are. Oh, another thing with OMI and Cardano as well. A lot of people don't want to make NFTs because they make it with Ethereum. It costs like $60 to make, but Cardano, it's very, very cheap. For OMI, it's like the cheapest ever. That's why a bunch of these companies are knocking on VV's door, saying like, "Hey, do NFTs with us," because it's so cheap with the OMI token. It's the most environmentally friendly token I think ever. They want to make NFTs with them because it's so cheap. So their profit margin is huge. So going on with that, what do you think about that? You can save so much on the market. I think if you're able to buy tiles on the market for cheaper than what you can get them for in, if you can buy tiles on the market cheaper than what you can get them for on the buy land, go for it. And that's a strategy, saying if I can buy them cheap, I'm going to get that much more essence, and I can use that essence and resources on the property that I think really matters. Unfortunately, my properties are so long. They're in Chaveztopia. They're in Brazil. I have a bunch of tiles in India's too that I'm not going to use. I'm just going to use the essence and the resources from that, because I got them when I got India and Brazil when they were like 11 and 12 cents. And unfortunately, Antarctica, I didn't start buying to like 60 cents. Like, but I didn't want to make a megacity at first. I didn't want to get in Discord to get involved with Silent Hunters Project or Alpha Kingdom at first, because I was running 2 businesses and I was just focusing on YouTube, and everyone's like, do it. So I did it. I did it a little late. What do you think about that? Yep. R2 Meta, what's up, buddy? Hey, Randy, I agree with you. Everything should be done for the greater good, even if that means short-term frustration. Agreed, R2 Meta. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Mikhail Bach says, what do you think about that you can save so much in the market? Yeah, I think it's great. I think, yeah. Oh, yeah, then that was all. Exactly, Hetman, good projects have bug problems along the way. Yeah, that's true. Kyo Wong says, I mentioned all the errors E2 would face from December to now. What would happen at now? Not hating, just stating facts. Interesting. Cashman Earth 2 community, Kiwa Kahui, Kiwa Huang. Mr. Crafter says, hey there. Hello, Mr. Crafter. Hetman says, Kathy Wood is in her 60s and super sexy, in my opinion, besides super smart. I told my girlfriend, I was like, it's like, babe, like she loves Post Malone. Like, I'm pretty sure if she had the chance to hook up with Post Malone, she'd probably do it. And I wouldn't blame her. I was like, babe, if you have the chance to do it, go do it. That is a once in a lifetime thing. But like, and I mentioned to her that, like, oh yeah, I like Kathy Wood, because I mentioned to her a lot. She's like, who is this Kathy Wood? I was like, oh, she's like super smart and she's kind of cute and she's, it's like, she's cute. I was like, yeah, she's adorable. And she's like, let me see a pic of her. I was like, so I Google Kathy Wood, and she's like, oh God, she's hot. I was like, well, I don't know about, yeah, she is. I love Kat. She is the genius investor of our life. She is the Warren Buffett of our lifetime. Anything that she buys, I would buy if I had enough money. What do you think? Oh, okay. Bandai was supposed to partner with Icon, ICX. So Bandai still might do that with them, but the partnership between Bandai, the Bandai and the one that owns Ultraman, where they both own Ultraman. Bandai owns 49% of Ultraman. They partnered with Marvel and Disney just on that one product. They still might partner with OMI as well. Again, there's no people that, just because licensing contracts VV has with Adventure Time doesn't mean I can't start a NFT program and buy licenses for Adventure Time as well. I can as well, but so you could have multiple places. So Bandai can do that with multiple people. Pink Eye says, true that. Oh me, yeah, Keith Smith. Dragon Ball is amazing. I love it. I don't think I've shown you guys. I have a Royal Saiyan crest tattoo from Dragon Ball Z. That's the I don't know if I've ever shown that to y'all. Can you buy Omi on Coinbase? You cannot as of yet. The only ways right now I think are Bit4x and Gate.io. That's the only ones that I think. ICX is a South Korean crypto gem. I think long term. Yeah, South Koreans know what the fudge they are doing. They are very, very smart. I was telling people like, hey guys, I know South Korea's over $1 now, $2, but they know what they're doing. I don't know what they are now, but they're like 4x that. Bit4x, yep. What crypto for Earth 2 will be Bitcoin? Bitcoin's too slow. I don't think it would be that. That'd be impossible. That'd be insane. We'd be so rich. We would be so rich if that happened. I don't think they would ever use OMI. It would cost too much to get the number of tokens that they would need. They can just mint their own coin on GoChain. Yeah, that's possible as well. But I mean, it's less than a penny for OMI, so that's why I'm like, all right, it's pretty cheap. And minting their own, I don't know how much it costs to mint, how many they're gonna make, if they have one, let's say the amount of tiles we can buy is 50 billion, for instance, and they print out 50 billion tokens, and then and they all are going to be used for each tile. When you get a tile, you get a token, maybe something like that. They could print 1 trillion tokens and then say like, okay, well, every time you mine resources, you get a token as well. I think then the tokens would be worth next to nothing though if they printed that much. I want it to be a finite amount. I want it to be only a certain amount, and I just don't want the tokens to be just forever, printed into infinity. That's what I don't want. So hopefully, if they do their own, they don't do that. Randy, you're a fine and honest person. I wish you all the best. Oh, thanks, mostly Snipes. You too, man. Headman says Earth 2 needs to hire more people and develop their own crypto. It's not that difficult. Headman, could you explain? I don't know how to make your own crypto or how to do whatever, but I assume it's for yourself, or to actually just randomly make one. Yeah, it's probably not too difficult. But to make one for the scale, to make sure they don't overprint the tokens, to make sure they don't overmint. It's very hard to make a successful crypto, because there are, I don't know how many out there, and only a few of them are people are talking about investing. And I collect Dragon Ball cards by the new 10 years ago and have them. Oh my god, that's epic. That's amazing. Good for you. First off, Duderex says I would be for Earth 2 using Tron TRX NFTs on there, and you can stake your TRX for interest. Streaming platform on the blockchain and one of the largest torrenting sites. That's interesting. Very interesting. T-1 says the first dev team stream in December, said phase 2 is coming and would release details in the first week of January. Yeah, they've released details over the months, every month. I think Earth 2 is already letting GoChain develop their own cryptocurrency. Oh, that'd be good. That'd be cool too. Whether they use their own on GoChain or they let someone else on GoChain print theirs. Again, I've gone over the pros and cons before. If they make it themselves, great, vertically integrated. If they have somebody else that's already made a coin, also great. It's really great. So, do you think Emerald will be a resource in phase 2? Love your content, bro. Maybe. I mean, there's a bunch of things. I would definitely say gold, silver, platinum, copper. Emerald, I don't know. I would like it if every single element was with the Pokemon game. They have gold and silver. They have ruby, sapphire, emerald. I think that'd be cool. I don't know. That wouldn't be at the top of my list. But yeah, maybe. The value is in the community. Look at TikTok and all the talented individuals on there. Moving to E2, and there's good music. Okay, Dude, that is a perfect metaphor, perfect way. Yeah, the value is in the community. You could have the best project ever, but it's boring, no one's into it. Or you could have a project that's, okay. And why do some apps take off and others don't? Just because, I don't know, there's a spark. There's something different in the way that certain things are made, and I think E2 has that. Again, we have so much going for us, and we can't even do anything yet. We can just buy and sell tiles. So the fact that it has so much love for everyone, and so much people saying like, hey, just the community of people doing giveaways, people wanting to help each other. It's great, and the wonder and imagine, like, there used to be something, I don't know, for the youngins here, like in the USA at least, of going to the moon, going to Mars, and it's being reinvigorated now by Elon Musk, anyone that has a space company. But it used to be like, wow, I wonder where we'll go next. I wonder what will happen next. And then for a long ass time, it wasn't. People weren't wondering about that anymore, and it was sad. It was frustrating. It's like, well, don't people want to explore? Don't people want to wonder and imagine what's out there? And they didn't. And I feel like this game is helping us feel like kids again, like the possibilities. Like it's so cool. I love that about this. I love that it's struck a chord with a bunch of us. And again, the game's not even finished yet. It's just in phase 1. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the future. Haha, you excellent. Haha, you say what? You me what? Me what? Earth 2 giveaways. Oh me. I don't think they will make their own. The project is too big. Yeah, it's projects for. What I'm just waiting for the announcement, one way or the other, whatever they're doing. I just want to know what it is. I wish I could. Matt Gardner says YouTubers earn money based on views from advertising. Do you think E2 landowners could earn at the same sort of rates as how many people walk past your property? Yeah, 100%. As long as there's a certain amount of people there for a certain amount of time, absolutely. I mean, it's already there. The advertisings are already there. A lot of them say me, which is great. I love that. But that's something that, yeah, I think we could as well. As long as we have a bunch of people there, we can make money. R2 Giveaway says it will take too much time away from the game itself. What will take too much time away from the game itself? Making their own crypto? Maybe. That's possible as well. Lasombra says, do you like waffle? I love waffles. When I was in the Poconos, the last meal I had there was waffles. Lots of butter. Lots of butter. It was so good. Nice catching you live. Oh, hello, Wine Gal Riggs. And yes, very, very nice. Thank you for watching. Do you like pancakes? I do. With pancakes, with waffles, just butter is fine. But with pancakes, I need butter and I need like honey or syrup, something like that. I can't just have pancakes are a little too filling. Alan Thompson says, hi, Randy. There's a lot of NFT, E2 trading card suppliers starting up at the same time. Do you think the more the merrier, or will it saturate the market? The only ones that I am seeing right now are the ones on Wax, the ones on Atomic, that one. The ones that are made of me. And I only have the top 40 of mine. I only traded away to. I would get, that's another thing. I would get dozens of messages on like, hey, can you trade this for this? Can I get a low number? Can I get a low number? I had so many of those. I just did it with 2 people. One was Tech Ops. We swapped number 11s. And the other one was Predict, actually. Predict messaged me and she had said, hey, you're a great YouTuber. I like you. And, you're on my Discord. I was like, oh, I know who you are, Predict. I know. Like, it's weird. I was the one that was like fangirling because she had spent so much money, $300,000. I was like, wow, you're a big player. And she's like, do you want to swap? And pick a number. And I was like, okay, well, number 4, which I probably should have said like 8 or 9 or whatever. But it said, yeah, so out of the top 40, I have the top 40 except for number 4, which I traded to Predict for her number 4, and number 11, which I traded with Tech Ops for his number 11. But the other ones, I'm just not selling because this is something where they clearly have E2's permission. They had collab, like they said, because I think Shane is out now. The Shane trading card is out, and they had both talked about it, so they have R2's permission. And I have number 40, my number 40 listed for $1,000, because all right, listen, like I got dozens of messages asking for these. If y'all want it, either buy that or bid. Make me an offer, and if I like it, I'll sell it. But if I had answered everyone's trade, I would have none of my cards left. And like I get it, it's like, oh well, I'm a Patreon member, I'm a subscriber, and I do get it, guys. And I'll make awesome trades in the future, but there's so many people. It's like, oh, I can't do one, not the other. So I don't have enough of them. If I had all 200, yeah, sure, but I only had and I want some for me too, because I like them. I'm buying them all, by the way. Very good. A lot of people were collecting number 69s, and this number 69 of mine was gone. I was like, no, I wanted it. And people were collecting number 100s. Yeah, it's really cool the way people are collecting them. Earth 2 Meta bullies me daily. Lasombra, why does Earth 2 Meta bully you? Earth 2 Meta, why are you bullying Lasombra? Earth 2 Giveaways has LMAO. Oh, speaking of which, now that a bunch of people are here. Caught in a bad romance. So those are my Patreon members. Shout out to y'all, folks. Those people do support the channel. Yeah, ways to support the channel: just liking, commenting, joining Patreon, super chats down below as well. Those all support the channel. I love them all. Have a great day, Randy, and buy more Omi today to the moon. Wow, or 2 giveaways. Hot damn, good for you. Fendi Santana says, is the Omi crypto that people believe Earth 2 is tied? Yes, I believe that the evidence, I think, points to Omi because I think it was Earth 2 Matter. So, someone said that, hey, a lot of these spell out Go Chain, and I was thinking, I put it on like Cows, Galley, whatever. But ENC would be the thing, Go Chain, Essence, Go Chain, okay. Oh, that makes sense. Well, what's on Go Chain? Omi is on Go Chain. That would be insane. But then they might make their own. ENC might not stand for Essence, or it might stand for Essence, and that could just be their new cryptocurrency that they're making on Go Chain. It might not have to do with Omi. I hope it is Omi. That's the first thing that I thought of, but it could not be. It could be, their own. Duderex said, the more I read about GameStop, I would be so happy to see E2 team up with them. Interesting. Ryan Cohen is a billionaire, so Shane could have met up with him. Yeah, there's still a potential that it's with Tesla and Elon Musk. So GameStop, I'll go GameStop first. GameStop, I did not touch because I think GameStop is a dying brand. Like forever you had people say like, okay, I'm gonna trade in like $1,000 worth of stuff and I got $20 of store credit. So GameStop always, like, it's one thing like, hey, GameStop needs to make money, which I understand, but also like just screwing the pooch, like just absolutely sticking it to us. Like that's not fair. And then the idea that people really don't go to GameStop. People order online. They order online to either save money or just to go, and they don't want to go out the house, whether it's COVID or because they're anxious about something. They just don't like dealing with people. It's easier to stay inside if they're really introverted. And then the whole thing happened with a bunch of people were shorting GameStop, more shorts than there actually were shares. So when people started buying them up, forced those people and the stock price went up, forced those people to sell. It created a squeeze and went to the moon. A bunch of people are still holding GameStop. A bunch of people are still holding AMC. I didn't get into that company because I think it was failing a little bit, and then that thing happened. It's like, now I'm definitely not getting in because it went to like $20 a share, like $500 a share, and it bounces now between like $50 and a couple $100s a share, which is bananas. So for GameStop, I think for me personally, that's just too volatile, too risky. Would it be cool? Yeah, clearly I love games. I went to GameStop the last couple weeks and I bought Kirby, that new Kirby game. All-Star Heroes or All-Star Allies. I bought the new Paper Mario. I'm going to go back next week and get the new Pokemon Snap. So I go to GameStop, but and he's a billionaire and it would be cool. It would be interesting. But when he was saying he was meeting with billionaires, 2 billionaires on that day, Elon Musk was in Australia on that day for those couple of days. And I track where Elon Musk goes because I'm heavily invested in Tesla, like 6 figures invested in Tesla. And so I track where he goes. He needs to be protected. If there's anything happening, I have to know where he is so I can sacrifice myself for him. And I was thinking like, okay, well, that's perfect. Elon Musk isn't just like an engineer. He's not just, playing with cars and rockets. No, he's a gamer. He is a gamer. He plays Polytopia. He plays everything that comes out. And he's a weeb also. He's a nerd. He's one of us. So, and he's talked about virtual reality in the past with Joe Rogan. Somebody made a video that combines the audio of Elon Musk and Joe Rogan with the trailer, the engine for Phase 3, for Earth 2. And it's just very poetic. It would make such poetic sense if he said, yeah, it'd be great if you could play it in our cars. And, have that played in all Teslas. That would shoot through the freaking moon. That would shoot through the freaking moon. So I hope it's him, and it could be him. I'll trade you an Australian flag and some nice river rocks for some of those E2 trading cards. I won't right now. Maybe one day. Duderex says, I think GameStop was on its way out the door, but once Ryan Cohen started pushing them in the right direction, he's now the chairman and has put together the dream team to become the Amazon. It's possible. Gaming World. Albano Gunner says, hi, Randy. Hope to watch you live. Oh, Aria Realty. Owe me to the moon. And I am finally caught up with all the messages. It is about an hour now. This is like a year long. It took me so long, so sorry about that. Everyone, like I said before, likes are greatly appreciated. If there's 36 people, 21 likes, please like, comment, subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Patreon once more on the outro. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. Super chats are welcome as well. Absolute Savage says, "Hey buddy, Le Pen sent me." Oh well, hello, Absolute Savage. You videos are great. We love you, Randy. Have a nice day. All right, bye everyone. Goodbye. Meow 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 meow.